KHOU 11 News This Morning starts now.
And thanks for waking up with us. I'm Lisa Hernandez.
And I'm Russ Lewis. It is February 2nd, 5 o'clock straight up this morning. It is Groundhog Day.
It is,
So
yes.
we're going to get a prediction here at some point later this morning about the rest of the season. What do you think? What's your prediction?
Warm. It's
Yeah.
going to be hot before we know it. I'm convinced. It's Houston. I'm convinced. I'm also a cynic, so yeah.
Oh my gosh, but you know what? I think at this point, people will take that. We've had such a cold winter. I think people are like, okay, let's forget this ice business and let's move on to the warmth that we know. We did have a cold front move through overnight, and that's why we are starting off on the breezy side. Winds pretty much across the area between 10 and 25 miles per hour. You're looking at sustained winds here. So when you look outside this morning, you're going to see those trees, the flags just blowing out there. So maybe hold on to the steering wheels. It's also making temperatures feel a little bit cooler than what they're actually showing. So we're in the 50s now, Darby. We will be in the 50s later. Cloudy skies. We'll talk about when the rain chances increase coming up next.
All right, thanks a lot, Cheetah. I want to touch on this again. Looking to the south side, not much going on out there. Still early in the morning, but I want to touch on weekend road work on I-45, the Gulf Freeway inbound. The extra ramp to go to 69 southbound or Highway 288. That ramp's going to be blocked this weekend, all weekend long. The ramp to go northbound's already blocked. You have a right lane block for ongoing construction, so it's going to be a mess getting through this stretch. You've got to stay on 45, cut over on I-10 back to 69 and go southbound. That being said, with one lane being blocked and the ramp being blocked, this is going to be a big mess. Right now, it's just fine. I'd use 610 this weekend instead of taking I-45 trying to get into downtown. Right now, though, quiet 23 minutes, League City Parkway to downtown. No delays on Highway 288 and the Fort Bend Toll Road, cleaning green.
Thanks, Darby.
Now to breaking news out of North Houston. Firefighters there searching for a man missing after a big house fire overnight.
It has happened at Cross Timbers in Roswell. Michelle Choi is in that neighborhood for us this morning. So, Michelle, I know you've been keeping track with investigators. What are they saying?
Yeah, that's right, guys. You know, investigators tell us that a candle may have started this fire and that there were multiple families living inside this house, at least 6 people. 5 of them did make it out safely, but one of them, a father in his late 50s, is now missing. Arson investigators are on scene looking for him right now, and as you can see, majority of that fire is out. But earlier, guys, you could see flames shooting out from this 2-story building. We're told it took firefighters about 30 minutes to get it under control, but what's heartbreaking is the people that lived here are now without a home, including a family of 3. A mom named Carlina, who you're about to hear from, her 12-year-old son, and her husband, the man that's missing. She says he's the one who woke them up, saying the house was on fire, rushing them out to safety, but when she and her son got outside and looked behind, they just couldn't find him.
I pray that he got out and he's somewhere, and just to let him know that we're safe. And I pray that we'll be together again.
And guys, Carlina also went on to say that she and her family have been going through a very difficult time. They haven't been able to use their electricity, which is why they relied on those candles. Again, arson investigators are on scene looking for him. We're going to try to update you guys on whether or not they found him. Back to you.
It's very sad, Michelle. Thank you. It's 3 minutes after. It's been a busy night, too. A little earlier before Michelle's story broke, firefighters battled some flames just off 59 near Colquitt and Driscoll, and they had a really close call. Take a look. Yeah, fire crews say they were lucky nobody was inside that building when some sort of pressurized tank exploded there. You just heard it. Nobody was hurt. Investigators don't know yet exactly how the fire started.
Now to a story that's angered a lot of people, especially parents. A Spring ISD teacher is on leave, accused of using a racial slur against students in his classroom. Our Brandy Smith is here to explain what's going on here. Brandy.
Well, Lisa, if you look up the word the middle school teacher allegedly used on Urban Dictionary, it's described as a derogatory term used against African Americans assumed to be stupid or illiterate.
He called his African American kids cotton pickers. And I was like, what? When I hear that word, it's like slavery. It was like, wow, a teacher? Somebody that these kids are supposed to look up to?
Rashonda Davis says after her DeWitt middle school 7th grader told her about the classroom comment, she was in shock.
A teacher? No. You held up to a different standard than, some kids that's still growing.
Davis called and reported the teacher, who Spring ISD says is on administrative leave while the district investigates. This sparked a conversation on the KHOU 11 Facebook page. Vanessa's daughter goes to DeWitt and says that same teacher said the same thing to another student. But Linda asks why the district responds quickly to something like this and not when kids call their teachers' names. She says some students are very crude and all that happens is they get moved to another classroom. Davis, though, says the district handled the situation as it should have.
I am extremely happy with Spring ISD, the fact that they did do their job.
Now, when we posted about the story on Facebook, some people pointed out that people of all races picked cotton. Others jumped in to remind folks only African-American slaves were forced to. That's why it's considered a derogatory term. Lisa?
Brandy, thank you very much for that. It is 5:05, time for your morning rush. We're waiting to learn what's next in the investigation of a deadly officer-involved shooting. Yesterday, an HPD lieutenant shot and killed a robbery suspect off the West Loop. Investigators say that lieutenant fired after the suspect pointed his gun at police. Late last night, the state executed a Dallas man convicted of killing his 2 young daughters during a scheduled visit while their mother listened helplessly on the phone. This happened back in May of 2001. His lethal injection was the nation's 3rd this year and was delayed several hours until the U.S. Supreme Court rejected all appeals. Good news for Klein ISD families. Police have arrested this man following a stranger danger alert. He's accused of exposing himself to multiple students. He's also facing 3 felony drug charges. Today, Tesla's new flashy but affordable fully electric Model 3 sedan debuts at the Galleria. Price tag starting at $35,000. The car has so much buzz, there's already 450,000 pre-orders for that thing. And a huge shout out to James Harden and the Rockets. A big win last night over San Antonio. Harden, of course, coming off that historic 60-point triple-double in his last game. Well, he scored 28 and added 11 assists in San Antonio last night. Rockets beat the Spurs 102-91, and that is your morning rush. Russ?
All right, thank you, Lisa. This weekend, huge crowds will pack Galveston Island for the start of Mardi Gras. Always a huge deal down there, of course. And this morning, Janelle Fort is on the island to tell us more about what's planned. Janelle, good morning.
Hey Russ, who doesn't love Mardi Gras? And that's right, this weekend festivities kick off for Mardi Gras here in Galveston. More than 250,000 people are expected to come down to the island over the course of the next 2 weekends leading up to Fat Tuesday. So today I'm here with the crew of Aquarius. Yes, we're here in their float barn, and I want you guys to take a look at some of these floats. We've got the king and queen here, and I'm always just so amazed at how cool these floats are. Now, these guys are making their final preps for this weekend's events. They actually roll in the parade tomorrow, but there's a bunch of events going on this weekend too.
I'm very excited. I'm excited every year. This is our big weekend. We open the Mardi Gras every year on the first weekend of Galveston's Mardi Gras, and with a 12 noon parade tomorrow. Tonight here in the barn with all of our floats, we'll have our big barn bash for 750 people.
Now, with all these people here, being safe is a top priority. Often with Mardi Gras, drinking goes hand in hand with it. So Galveston PD sent out a memo yesterday cracking down on drinking and driving, telling revelers they need to not do it. And they've also announced that they're partnering with Uber to offer free rides up to $15 for folks that are out here tomorrow and throughout the weekend and next weekend to make sure that they don't drink and drive. So it should be a pretty fun weekend, Russ.
Yeah, sounds like it, Janelle.
Yeah.
And everyone hopefully staying safe, too, while they have fun.
Absolutely, always. I'm so impressed everyone's up so early. Dressed so festive, Cheetah. 5 a.m. Thank you, everybody who came out.
But like you said, who doesn't love Mardi Gras? It's fun, you know. If you can't go to Bourbon Street, Galveston is the spot to be. It's going to be some fun. All right, this is a live look over downtown. We are starting off this morning with some clouds in place. Just how we're starting off this morning: breezy, cloudy, but dry. That's how I'm expecting us to end the day as well. So temperatures across the board in the 50s, 59 in Sugar Land, 55 in Pearland. Temperatures are actually going to stay the same, or maybe even drop a few degrees, okay, for our high temperatures of the day. So your Friday, February 2nd, best up forecast, you know, it is Groundhog's Day throughout the day today. I think clouds will remain in place, and notice 50s pretty much. Because that cold front moved through last night, see, it's going to take a little time for that cool air to arrive. So today's kind of that transitional day. Tomorrow morning, you'll be waking up and it'll be feeling a little bit cooler. So here are the clouds pretty much throughout the day, 6:30 this evening, but we stay dry. I pretty much took the rain chances out. I think anything that we did see pretty much happened overnight. Now tomorrow morning is a different story. Notice scattered showers pretty much around. Scattered showers continue throughout much of the morning. It's not until about 1, 2 o'clock that most of the rain moves out. So if you've got those Saturday afternoon, Saturday evening plans, you will be A-okay. But if your plan was to get up early tomorrow morning, maybe your kids have that soccer match outside, I tell you what, it may be washed out. It may be. So you'll just have to wait and see. Upper 40s tomorrow morning, 50s continue for your Saturday afternoon. Tomorrow's going to be feeling cool, a little bit cooler than this morning. And then take a look at what happens. We really level things out. So Sunday through next week, Darby, I like the way that forecast looks.